Sripad Paramahamsa Kare Vrajakachajastu Tarasada Sri Srimadavai Charanavinda His Divine Grace Vedanta Swami Sula Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premanande All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaivam Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Pujaya Mudiraye. Nashtaprayesva Bhadreshu.
Saprashva Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavate Ruttama Sloke.
Bhagavate Uttama Shloke.
Stuke Yam Syanubhavamakhilam Sutisaramekam Adhyatmadipamatetir Satam Tamannam Samsarina Karunayaha Purana Goyam Tam Vyasasunamupayami Gurur Muninam. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, The Creation of the Fourth Order, Chapter 29, Talks between Narada and King Prachinabarhi. Text 4. Is that, no, 5? Should be 5, yeah. Buddhim to pramadam vidyan mamaham iti yat kritam yamadisthaya dehesmin puman bhungte kshabhir gunan buddhim to pramadam vedhyan mamaham iti yat kritam yamadisthaya dehesmin puman bhungte kshabhir gunan buddhim to pramadam vidyan mamaham iti yat kritam yamadisthaya dehesmin puman bhungte kshabhir gunan buddhim to pramadam vidyan mamaham iti yat kritam yamadisthaya dehesmin puman bhungte kshabhir gunan buddhim tu pramadam vidyan mamaham iti yat kritam yamadisthaya dehesmin puman bhungte kshabhir gunan buddhim tu pramadam vidyan Mamahameti yatritam Yamadhisthaya Dehismin Uman Bhunte Shavirgnan Buddhim, intelligence. Tu, then. Pramadam, the young woman, Prachana, Puranjani. Vidyat, one should know. Mama, my. Aham, I. Iti, thus. Yat kritam, done by intelligence. Yam, which intelligence? Adhisthaya, taking shelter of. Dehe, in the body. Asmin, this. Puman, the living entity. Bhungte, suffers and enjoys. Akshavihi, by the senses. Gunan, the modes of material nature. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada continued. The word pramada mentioned in this regard refers to material intelligence or ignorance. It is to be understood as such. When one takes shelter of this kind of intelligence, he identifies himself with the material body, influenced by the material consciousness of I and mine. He begins to enjoy and suffer through his senses. Thus, the living entity is entrapped. Let's repeat. The great sage Narada continued. The word pramada mentioned in this regard refers to material intelligence or ignorance. It is to be understood as such. When one takes shelter of this kind of intelligence, he identifies himself with the material body, influenced by the material consciousness of I and mine. He begins to enjoy and suffer through his senses. Thus, the living entity is entrapped. Purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In material existence, so-called intelligence is actually ignorance. When intelligence is cleared up, it is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, when intelligence is dovetailed with the desires of Krishna, it is called Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, in Bhagavad Gita 10:10, Krishna says, Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogantam enamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Real intelligence means linking with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When this is done, the Supreme Personality of Godhead from within gives one the real intelligence by which one can return home, back to Godhead. Intelligence in the material world is described in this verse as pramada, because in material existence, the living entity falsely claims things to be his. He thinks, I am the monarch of all I survey. This is ignorance. Actually, nothing belongs to him. Even the body and the senses do not belong to him, for they are given to him by the grace of the Lord, to satisfy his different propensities through the material energy. Nothing actually belongs to the living entity, but he becomes mad after everything, claiming, "This is mine, this is mine, this is mine." Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. This is called illusion. Nothing belongs to the living entity, but he claims that everything belongs to him. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that this false intelligence be purified. Cheto darpana marjanam. When the mirror of intelligence is polished, the real activities of the living entity begin. This means that when a person comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness, his real intelligence acts. At that time, he knows that everything belongs to Krishna and nothing belongs to him. As long as one thinks that everything belongs to him, he is in material consciousness. And when he knows perfectly that everything belongs to Krishna, he is in Krishna consciousness. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaisnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha kalpataro veksha kripa sindhu evacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namaha. Mukham karoti vachalam pangulam gayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Gurun dinataranam. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Buddhim tu pramadam vidhyan mamahamite yatkritam yamadhishtaya dehesmi puman bhunte kshabhir gunan. The Narada Muni continued, the word pramada mentioned in this regard refers to material intelligence or ignorance. It is to be understood as such. When one takes shelter of this kind of intelligence, he identifies himself with the material body, influenced by the material consciousness of I and mine. He begins to enjoy and suffer through his senses. Thus, the living entity is trapped. Very important point is discussed here by Narada Muni, that living entity, the soul, has been trapped into the physical body for time immemorial. We do not know when this cycle of birth death started, when did it begin, and we do not know when does it end. Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita that this material world keeps changing but will never stop. Hetunane va kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Parivartan is changing, is the key factor here in this material world. The living being, actually, we often discuss that karma is very essential, very primary thing that keeps us in this material world. But more than karma, there is another key factor, key point that bind us to perform the karma. What is that something that make us do karma? Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita again that there is no even single second that living entity can refrain from doing something. Every second we do something, either physically or in our mind or our intelligence, something is going on. We cannot completely free from having that action or thinking or something. Keeps going on. But what makes us to do karma, it is because of our desire. So if we could control the desire, or if we train the desire, or if we have a good desire, then the process of birth and death would take another direction. So the desire we have is that I am the master of all I survey. This is the key point again. I want to be identified as, recognized as somebody special, and this whole cosmic arrangement is for my pleasure. This is the total concept of every single living being, from small ant to all the way to Lord Brahmaji, that everybody thinks I should be enjoyed. I am the Bhoktaram, Yajna Tapasam. But in order to give us some glimpse that we are not enjoyer and we are not the master, Krishna has spoken whole knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. So in chapter 13, discussing about super soul, consciousness, and other important element, he has said very important thing, that how Krishna is everywhere and how he is the real enjoyer, and how everything is under his interest, everything is going under his guidance. So this is very important to learn. Prabhu? No, it starts from 14. We will discuss. So he says, Sarvata Panipatam Tat Sarvato Sisiro Mukham Sarvata Struti Malloke Sarvam Abritya Tistati. Sarvata means everywhere. Sarvata, everywhere, including where not. Excluding no, every single place from 14 planetary system, spiritual world, material world, America, Nepal, India, China, Africa, everywhere. Sarvataha. Pani Padam. Pani means what? Pani means water. Pani, the two different, Pani and Pani. Ana. And in Sanskrit there are two, but here devotee always say no for Ana. Pani means hand. Is it? Pani? Yeah, Pani, hands. My hands are everywhere. Like if somebody does some bad attack on something, somebody claim on this casualty there is our hand, right? They claim, or we say, yeah. When you are fixing this washing machine, because of you putting in all unwanted items, it broke. So it is your hand in breaking this machine. So that means Krishna says that my hand is everywhere in this world. So I am the cause of everything going on. not you, not everybody else. And he further says, Pani Padam, Padam means feet, legs. My legs are everywhere. Like in ancient time, the king would say, wherever I put my leg, my feet, I will conquer. It would be mine. They would claim the territory, right? The king is great. His feet, wherever he touches, is like his. So Krishna says, my feet are everywhere. Meaning, I am the controller. Or the Veda says that God is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. The idea is sarva omnipresent. He is everywhere. Padam. Tat shishiro mukham. And my head is everywhere. What does a head represent? Thinking mind, intelligence, knowledge, buddhi. This whole cosmic things is going on with my intelligence. My head is everywhere. Mukham. What does mouth represent? Voice word, but here in mouth means what do we primarily do from the mouth? We eat, right? We eat, we enjoy. So Krishna says, I am the enjoyer. All that you do, everything is going on into this material world. I am the enjoyer because I am present in every living being, not only to the living being, to moving or unmoving. Chara, achara. Chara means moving being, moving, achara means stable thing. I am present in everywhere and I am the real enjoyer. Bhokta Ram, Yajna Tapasam. Sarvata Sruti Malloke. He says that my ears are everywhere. Whatever you talk, whatever you think, whatever you pray, whatever you criticize for somebody, whatever you make offenses, everything you think, I hear. You cannot stay away from my what is the word that we carefully look and hear somebody? Omnipresent, but the other word, observation, and another one like awareness. No, there are some people who are hidingly listening you. Surveillance, and there's another word,
Espionage.
Espionage. Yeah, these are also very great word. But the word I know, like a secret agent, secret service people.
Spy.
Spy. Spy. Yeah, spy. Thank you. That was what I was looking for. Did you say that? Yeah, espionage. Yeah, spy. Yeah. Krishna is a spy. He hears everything. So that is why devotees offer prayers, because Krishna hears. And also devotee will not unnecessarily criticize other living entities, other devotees, because that offense is also carefully watched and heard by Krishna. It's very, very important. Krishna is everywhere and he is listening us. So many people do not have faith in this kind of thing, that they think that God will not listen me. I am I am left behind. I am hated or ignored by God, and I have nobody in my life. People hate me. Like, a lot of people always make such kind of comment. But Krishna is saying that I'm listening at everywhere, everything at you are thinking, you are making, you are talking, I hear. That is why Krishna is as a super soul. He carefully watches and listens and makes your what is your most in greatest intention with all your activities, so that he has to reward you the body according to our desire. How can somebody afford some body without understanding what is the innermost desire of that living being? Because he listens us every single second and he understands that what is my most desire to accomplish in my life, and he gives me body according to that. Material nature will be arranged in such a way that living entity get body. So he says, Sarvata Sruti Malloke, yeah, my ears are everywhere. In Vedic language, Sruti means the literatures, they are heard, right? Same thing, ear. Yeah. Malloke Sarvam Avritya Tishtati, and everything is covered by me, my energies. Avritti. So Srila Prabhupada says that when devotees understand this fact, when they study Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter and see the omnipresence of the Lord in everywhere, and for pure devotees, it is very hard to forget Krishna. Because everything that happens, they see the hand of Krishna that is happening as per the desire of Lord. So the idea comes that even a blade of grass does not move without the order of Krishna. This is where the idea comes from Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is everywhere. Now Krishna is teaching how not to attach into this material world to us. Because when we do something, we immediately start taking credit out of that. Even in preaching or doing DT service or cooking or book distributing books, talking, every single time, whatever we do, we have tendency that we want to take credit, and we have the tendency that we want to be recognized for the service that I do. This is common. It's not nothing new or is something bad. It is the nature in this material world. In material people, they always want to be recognized, and we come from same environment. And when we come to devotional service, to carry the same vibe and same desire, same mood is natural. It's nothing wrong. But here Krishna is teaching us how to be detached from our own activities and put Krishna in the center and remember him and do everything for his purpose, for his desire. This is what we have to work on it. We need to change me to Krishna. This is what we are learning every day. Here it says that Sarvendriya Guna Bhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. He says that Sarve Indriya, all the senses, they are controlled by me. But I am completely free of those senses. Sarva Guna Vivarjitam. Vivarjitam means I don't have any senses, material senses. He says that I to control the material senses of every living being, but I do not have any material senses. In another word, it means Krishna does have spiritual senses, and he controls all the material senses of every living being. And while doing so, he is not attached to that. He does not like claim and I do it. He will not care about it at all. The sense of detachment comes from here. And asaktam sarva bhritchaiva, he says asaktam means, asakta means attachment, asakta means no attachment. I do not have any attachment while controlling the senses of all the living beings. But we do have the attachment. He says, the super soul is the original source of all senses, yet he is without senses. He is unattached. The great lesson we should learn from our activities. And Krishna also says, Karma nivadi karaste ma phalesu tarachana. Same thing. Do your work, perform the activities, duties, but then do not attach to the fruit. So why, if Krishna does so, why we should not be attached? Because we are also part and parcel of Krishna. We are also the spiritual being. We are not material being. So as a fragmental part and parcel of Krishna, when he is not attached to any of these things in this material world, even after controlling and doing everything by him, and as a spiritual being, we should also have the same tendency that whatever we do, we should be trying to be unattached from things. That gives us path of liberation. Otherwise, sometime in Krishna consciousness, when we have that attachment that I do, this might be another way of sense gratification. You understand? We may be enjoying our senses gratification, sense gratification. Instead of performing devotion, it may be sense enjoyment. So we need to be careful. Then we should learn from Krishna. That's why Krishna is explaining every single thing in the Bhagavatam. He is the maintainer of all living beings. He transcends the modes of nature, and at the same time, he is the master of the modes of material nature. He never comes under the influence of material modes of the nature because he does not have material senses. And as a result of not having material senses, Krishna is never affected by any of the activities into this material world. But we are affected by the modes of nature, and we change our mood every second. Mood swing. This in medical term, there's a big problem. What is that called? Bipolar disorder. Yes. Bipolar disorder. Some people, for no reason, they just get mad at you. They think that you might be thinking something bad about me. We had one devotee in the temple past. I don't want to take the name, but sometime you come by her and says, Prabhu, you are my guru. If ever I take initiation, I'll take from you. One statement. After 2 minutes, Prabhu, seems like you are mad at me. You are saying completely opposite statement. And if you try to justify that you are not thinking bad about you, you are thinking good about it, but then the person does not believe, and then it keep growing and the argument and then fight and like that. And another 10 minutes after, oh, I'm sorry, Prabhu, you are still my. This is the consciousness, bipolar disorder. But Krishna says that I do control the material senses of the modes of the material nature, but I am not at all affected by it. Hare Krishna, thank you for visiting. Hari Bol. Bless your heart. This is the nature. So we should learn. We should learn not to be affected, not to be proud, or not to take credit of what we do. It is hard. It is a little difficult in the beginning. But if we want to be Krishna conscious, and if we know we are part and parcel of Krishna, then we should develop the same qualities of Krishna. And it is natural that when one practices Krishna consciousness, one become sarva guna samasate sura. One attain all the qualities of the great people who are already devoted to Krishna and who are following Krishna consciousness. They gain that qualities of Krishna. So this is the goal of Krishna consciousness, that we be free from everything. Then we keep doing so many activities, but we are not attached to the result. This is the meaning of what it should be. And modes of nature, at the same time, he is the master of creation. Further, Krishna says that Bahir antasta bhutanam acharam charam evacha. I am bahir, outside. I am inside, antar bhutanam, all the living beings. I am outside and inside of them. Suksmatvat suksmam suksmatvat abhigyayam. Here, the way, because he is subtle, sukshma means very small, tiny, subtle. He is beyond the power of material senses or to see or to know. Nobody can figure out what Krishna does, where is he, what he does. He is very tiny. He controls us from within, that nobody can see. Abhigyayam. Abhigyayam means to know. Abhigyayam means you do not know. Although very far away, he is also near to all. Tad dure tadantike, Upanishad says. Tad dure, he is very far, but tadantike, he is very near. How he is very close? He is super soul within your heart. How he is very far? He is in Goloka Vrindavan Dham, very far. miles away from us. Many trillions miles away from us. This is how Krishna controls everyone, everywhere in this material world. We can see abhibhaktam cha bhutesu vibhaktam iva cha sthitam bhutabhrit cha taggeyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. Now here, although the super soul appears to be divided among all beings, he is never divided. Abhivaktam, nobody can divide the Lord. Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. And that is the same idea from Upanishad. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnam Purnadudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasistate. The Supreme Lord is complete, and every creation of His is also complete. Everything that comes out from Him is complete, and He can divide Himself into millions, and He is still complete. He never become incomplete or broken or abhivakta. Nobody can break Him. Yes, Krishna. And Bhuta Bhatricha Tagjaya Grasishnu Prabhavishnu cha is same like Vishnu Sahasranam. Same slokas are there in Vishnu Sahasranam. I maintain all the living being. I develop all this. I devour everything, and I maintain everybody. So this gives us, here he says, Jyotisam api sarvesam tat jyoti, any light, this light here, or anything like the sun, moon, little candle, or lighter. I am the light of all the lights. Jyotisam, Jyoti means Deepak, light. Tamasa paramuchate, Jyotis, tamasa paramuchate, I am beyond ignorance. Tamasa means what? Tamoguna, right? Tama. Sama, dama, tamaha, tama adesana. Tama means ignorance. I am beyond ignorance. But we remain under the ignorance. Krishna says that I control your mind, but we are taking our mind away from Krishna, and we want to be the master of our mind. This is different between devotees and non-devotees. Devotees want their mind to be controlled by Krishna. Please, my Lord, please guide me. Give me good thoughts in my mind. Remind me about yourself. Nayana Patagami. Appear in my path of vision all the time. But the demons, they do not want Krishna to interfere their mind, and they want to think on their own, and all kind of negative, bad thought mind they think, and that this is when they get into trouble. But devotee want Krishna to come and control their minds. This is the difference between devotee and non-devotees. And here say Paramacharya Jnanam Geyam Jnana Gamyam Ridhi Sarvasyatis Vishchitam. Jnanam, the knowledge, any knowledge that are simply the purpose of all knowledge is to help you to know me. And Geyam means if you have so much knowledge and you know something, then that should be, you should know Krishna. Krishna should be known by your knowledge. If you have your knowledge and you know that black hole is the cause of the universal manifestation, then that understanding is anda, zero hogi. It's not one. And Gyanagamyam means once you have knowledge, you understand Krishna is the object of all the Vedas, and also Krishna is the ultimate goal to reach. Not Brahma Jyoti or no to heavenly planet, not Brahma Loka or Tapa Loka, Jana Loka, Mahar Loka, Atala Loka, Sutala Loka, Patala Loka, everywhere, wherever. No, my goal is to go to Krishna. Gyana, Geyam, Gyana Gamyam, these three things, once we understand, And Riddhi Sarvasya Tishtitam, and I am residing within the heart of everybody. When Krishna says, I do reside in your heart, means I control your body. Like when you say somebody, oh, Tucson temple, it is in the heart of Tucson. It is in the main center of the Tucson. Means we are very influential in the city. So Krishna says, Riddhesya Tishtati Arjuna, I live within your heart, means your whole things is under my control. I control your body. Do not try to snatch away from me. This is my property. I owe this body, senses, everything. So when living entity act in that intention, in that desire, Krishna's desire, aligning with Krishna's desire, then we are out of trouble. That's it. Very simple. As simple as that. And this is the time of Ratha Yatra that devotees are pulling the cart of Lord Jagannath all over the world. And this is what we are trying to do, the same thing, that we are, Lord Jagannath goes to Gundicha temple from Jagannath Mandir. I think it is about 2 or 3 kilometers distance. I have been there. I have been inside the Jagannath, and I have done the Jagannath Parikrama. So whenever I do Arati, Mangala Arati, I offer my everything first to Lord Jagannath, as if he is my main deity in the altar. Because somehow I am close to him. I saw him face to face. And the Jagannath temple is considered as Mathura. Is that correct? Mathura. Dwaraka, Mathura, outside of Vrindavan. And Gundicha temple is considered as Vrindavan. So, in general sense, Jagannath Ratha Yatra means people who do not have time to come to see Lord at all time. Now the Lord is coming outside and giving darshan to everybody. There are a story from Purana message, and in general, everybody takes that way. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he added some special meaning to Lord Jagannath Yatra, especially for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. For Sri Vaishnav, other Vaishnav, they do not give so much importance in Ratha Yatra. They think, oh yeah, it is a regular one of the festival. It's okay, Jagannath, Lord, very great. They honor, they respect, but not as we do, devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the time of in the time of Ratha Yatra, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Bhagavat explained that Swarup Damodar and Srivas Acharya, is Srivas Acharya Nardmani? Is he Nardmani? Srivas Acharya? Nardmani. Okay, yeah, yes, Srivas. They were having conversation. Srivas, as a Narad Muni, he likes Vaikuntha Dwaraka mood more. He praised God, Krishna as a king in Dwaraka. He is with so many queens, and then all the queens are serving him. He looks great. He's like a king. And Swarup Damodar would say, for us, I don't think he is great as a king, but we will see him like Brindavan Chandra. Is the adorable, loving persona of Lord Brindavan Dham. And Srivas Acharya says, you see the Dwaraka looks like full of opulence of Vaikuntha. But what is in Vrindavan is there's cow, some land, some river, some mountain. There is no opulence. So they were arguing, like doing pastime to glorify Vrindavan. And Swarup Damodar says, you fool, you do not know at all, because every dust in Vrindavan has millions of Vaikuntha planets, the opulence of Vaikuntha. Every dust in Vrindavan has the opulence of millions of Vaikunthas. If Dwaraka was so great, now he is bringing the logic. Why would Jagannath go to Vrindavan from Jagannath temple to Gundicha Mandir? Why would he go? Everybody knows that Gundicha temple is a representation of Vrindavan Dham. Then why would come out from his Vaikuntha altar and come to Vrindavan? So devotees would discuss in this way and discuss the philosophy of the Ratha Yatra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was explaining to the devotees that when we pull the chariot of the Lord, that we want to reunite the Lord with the devotees of Braja, the gopis, and ultimately to the Radharanis. Radharani. So this should be the mood of every devotee, that whenever we pray, my dear Lord, may you be united with Radharani, or may you be united with other devotees. So when we start offering prayers in this way, then we can be free from me and my consciousness. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to teach to the devotees. But here, like Prabhupada, when Prabhupada was in Mayapur and he was with his first senior devotees, and the devotees were talking about past memory, how the whole Krishna conscious movement was developed in America. Prabhupada, in the beginning, there were nobody to help you. Slowly we came in, and then we did not know how to help you. But as we keep seeing you that you serving every day, giving class, doing kirtan, cooking prasadam, feeding and cleaning, then we also start feeling helping you, and we came, and then we slowly other people come, and then this movement was increasing, and Prabhupada was very happy hearing his own activities. So the devotees were reminding him that wow, how he was struggling and working to establish this international society for Krishna consciousness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the same thing, that when devotees remind Krishna about Vrindavan with their prayers, when they assist Krishna to come to Vrindavan and unite with his devotees, Brajavasis, Mother Yasoda, Radharani, then that makes Krishna extremely happy. And when Krishna is happy, and you and me are happy, become happy. But when we put ourselves in front and offer prayers, me, Krishna, please help me, please give me this blessing, give me that blessing, me, and Krishna, it will not remind Krishna about the pastime of Vrindavan. So Prabhupada says one has to extremely satisfy Krishna by our service. Our service means to assist other devotee go to Krishna, Vrindavan. It's very interesting. Then we are not in the picture, we are assisting, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, Gopi Bhartu Pada Kamalayo, Dasa 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 Anandasa. The real servant always thinks welfare of his master. Who is my master? Krishna is very far away from me. My master is right here. I think I am the Dasa 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 Anudasa. So my goal is to make you happy or send you to Krishna. And your goal is to send someone behind you to send to Krishna. You are not in the picture at all. You are not asking anything for yourself. Please go ahead.
When you think about it that way, it's like a preacher. He's always serving people who are new.
Right.
He's always becoming like servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. And the more you preach, the more you make devotees, the more you're becoming
Right behind.
servant of the servant. That's why preaching is so powerful, because you become more and more servant of God.
That's very wonderful, beautiful. So the real happiness is coming, satisfying Krishna happy. How Krishna become happy? When he comes back to his devotees. Who are his devotees? Gopis, Radharani. But other Vaishnava Sampradaya, they do not consider Radharani or Gopis are the topmost devotees. They think they are ignorant person. Like in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, if you go, they think that the highest devotees from studying Bhagavatam, who do they conclude? Do you know? Even Lakshmi, more than Lakshmi. Lakshmi is not in the picture in Bhagavatam. Prabhu. 4 Kumaras. Madhva Sampradaya, our own Madhva Sampradaya, who do they think the highest devotees? Pandavas, yeah, Pandavas, Vayudev, Bhisma, Pandavas. But Sukadeva Goswami revealed that Radhanis are the topmost devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's what he says. What did he bring? Golokera? Premada. Harinam Sankirtan. This Harinam Sankirtan was given to us because we do not know how to pray. So chant Hare Krishna and then this mantra will purify you, Chatutarpana Martaram, and ultimately one day you come to this platform of praying that Krishna, please go to Radharani. That's what Rupa Goswami, all the other Goswamis, their prayer concludes. Even Sankaracharya, he did the same thing in Jagannath Astakam. Can you imagine that Jagannath Astakam was written by Sankaracharya? What did he say? I have written the sloka here. We should know by heart, but Kadachit Kalindi Tata Bipina Sangita Karabu. Kadachit, sometime Krishna comes from the bank of Yamuna river Kalindi. What does he do? The Sangita Karabu, he just do singing concert, like chanting and dancing with the gopis. Muraveri Nari Badana Kamala Swada Madhupaha is a Madhurya Rasa is introduced here by Sankaracharya in this verse. And who is that person who enjoys in singing and dancing with gopis in Vrindavan? He is the master of Rama, Sambho, Brahma, Amarapati, Ganesha, Archita Padu, whose feet are worshipped by Ganesha, Brahmaji, Lakshmiji, Brahma, Amarapati, the Kubera, all the great personalities, they always worship his lotus feet as the supreme personality of Godhead. And he himself is enjoying in the bank of Yamuna. With whom? This is the mood that even Sankaracharya grasped, who we consider as Mayavadi sannyasi. Right? He preached the Mayavadi because he wanted to cover unwanted people to know the science of bhakti, because people would misinterpret and misuse it of it. So this is Jagannath Rath Yatra time going on. And Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami. Hey, my dear Lord Jagannath, may you appear in my path of in the path of my vision. Wherever I go, may I see you. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am everywhere. Where I am not, I listen to you at all time. That is why be careful when we think something bad for other person, because Krishna listened that also. So by hearing all our inner desire, Krishna manage our next body. We want to get another body, or we want to go back to him, or we want to remain and serve him all the time. Janmanu janmanu sare avatat bhaktir ahai tuki twai. This is very beautiful philosophy, Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much for listening patiently. We have two hands. Whoever first, okay. You decide. Lalita Devi decides. She's the boss.
Well, we know the reason we left Krishna is out of envy, because you were saying how Krishna is the enjoyer. So immediately, in my mind, my conditioned mind says, Krishna's the enjoyer. Well, what about me? I want to enjoy too.
Yeah.
And so, that's where the mind goes. But one thing that I've always kept in mind is that Prabhupada has always used the example of watering the root of the tree.
Yeah.
And then all the leaves on the whole tree becomes happy and healthy and grows beautifully.
Yes.
So we're like those branches and those leaves by watering the root.
Very good.
Yeah, and that helps
Taror
us
mula
with our
nisechanena.
enjoying spirit.
Yatha taror mula nisechanena. This is what is from Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Triptyanti yas sakha bhujapasakam. Go ahead, Prabhu.
A few comments and a question. Nice class. Sorry I was late. We're getting ready to go. Jagannath Rath Yatra, that festival, is something that it's kind of, we take it for granted how intimately connected it is to our movement and to Lord Chaitanya and to Krishna consciousness, that, it's a beautiful festival of the chariots and everything, but, there's a reason that Lord Chaitanya, Krishna himself, enjoyed the pastimes of Rath Yatra. You know, that's like a very significant thing that the Lord himself enjoyed this festival more than any other festival. It was the Lord's favorite festival. He enjoyed it, and he got into the mood. Lord Chaitanya was into the mood. He was chanting those verses, you know, from the
Jayadev Goswami?
no, he was chanting his own verses, you know, and then Rupa Goswami was able to understand what those verses meant,
Yeah.
and wrote verses to them. And it's no coincidence that Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 5 years old, was arranging Rath Yatras in his neighborhood. And then when Prabhupada became in his 70s, Prabhupada introduced this Rath Yatra festival all over the world. And so I heard Keshava Swami once say that, you know, there's 700 verses in the Bhagavad Gita, and the 350th verse is Satatam Kirtan that the heart of the Bhagavad Gita, the heart of Krishna, and the whole Bhagavad Gita, in the most confidential knowledge chapter, Krishna says, always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination to serve me, bowing down with love, such a person's always connected with me. So it's just very sweet to think about that this Rath Yatra festival, that Kirtan.
Used it as a propaganda to spread Krishna consciousness. At the same time, he introduced the Lord to everywhere.
Yeah.
How devotees use Lord. How Prabhupada used Jagannath to preach Jagannath.
My question is maybe it's slightly off topic, but it's how are you always, you're like one of the happiest devotees. You're always so happy and joyful and full of love.
Don't say I'm the happiest. No, that's not true. No, I have my own sufferings and going on. I'm nothing number one, sir. So do not.
You're wonderfully happy devotee. Were you always like that?
I'm happy because I see you happy. That's why I'm happy. When I come here, everybody smile at me, and
you never get them to give you mercy. You ask a question, it's always like, I'm not. Sometimes devotees will be happy and give you mercy, tell you why they're secrets.
Maybe I am. Don't think that I have no problem in my life. But I learn a little skill to not affected by surrounding what's going on. That helps me to be happy. That's all. Otherwise, I don't have any other at all, any qualities. Not at all. Zero. 100% zero quality. No, I don't have anything. Don't keep that illusion in your mind. I'm happy because you are happy. That's make me happy.
I'm more happy when I see you. So
yeah. So it helps us. It's nice. Very nice. We are enlightened in reaching our Krishna consciousness.
You only see
together.
Me happy because when I'm with you, I'm happy. But I'm not with you, I'm never happy.
It's nice. Yes. Hare Krishna.
That's the value of the association.
Yeah. Association is important.
Everyone.
Any other questions? Any comment? New person, thank you so much. I do not know you, but we really honor your presence. What is your name? Joy. Yeah, see, your name itself is Joy. Hare
She's a regular at a restaurant for me.
Oh yes, nice. I hope I did not say anything that doesn't make sense to you.
Wondering something.
Yes, please ask some question.
Sit up here.
Because questions are very important.
So
yeah.
I feel like a strong connection to Durga and the goddesses.
Yeah.
How can I kind of blend the two together?
Mother Durga is a great personality, great devotee of the Lord. And he, Durga means a ford, ford in Sanskrit. She is the in charge of this material world. She's the department head, the police department chief.
Not sure.
Police department, like she has a trident on her hand. Have you seen the trident? These three trident represent three punishment to this material world who defy the rule of God. So she bring punishment by Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adi Adhyatmika classes to those who do not follow the principle of Dharma. And Mother Durga, she kills so many demons who are not doing some bad things. And she is the shadow potency of Srimati Radharani. In Radharani's potency. Chaya, in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma glorifies about Lord Durga's glories. And when we approach Mother Durga, we can pray, my dear Mother Durga, kindly bless me so that I may have some tinge of devotion to the Supreme Lord, your husband. So this way we can reconcile, connect ourselves with Krishna. And Mother Durga, when you see the bigger picture, and you see Durga, Ganesh, Shiva, Sambhu, Brahma, every personalities are in a aligning and praying the same personality of Godhead. So it is interesting, very nice. So when we are into this material world, we should follow the rules and regulation. Otherwise, Mother Durga is there to punish us. And she is loving mother, mother, Ma, Durga, Mata is mother, loving mother, very nice. She has 8 hands. She rides a lion and all the weapons in her hands. She is trying to defend. Hey, do not disobey my Lord Krishna. Otherwise, I will punish you. If not, I will assist you. I will help you to become close to Krishna. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Yeah, nothing to be bad or something. Keep it doing, but add Krishna. That's it. You don't have to give up anything. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Sukracharya said, anything you perform